Well, hello. I got curious about this OpenAI Chat GPT. I don't know what GPT stands for. Let me just ask. Alexa, what does GPT stand for?
The mic's back on.
No. Alexa, tell me about Chat GPT. Ah, something's gone wrong with her. Hey Google, Volume 6. Hey Google, tell me about Chat GPT. GPT. Hey Google, tell me about Chat GPT.
According to Wikipedia, ChatGPT is a chatbot launched by OpenAI in November 2022. It is built on top of OpenAI's GPT-3 family of large language models and is fine-tuned with both supervised and reinforcement learning techniques.
Hey Google, what does GPT stand for in Chat GPT? General
On
purpose
the website
technology.
acronymfinder.com, they say, meaning, GPT, get paid today. GPT,
Get paid
Grand Prix
today.
trial.
Okay. I'm gonna have to pull out Wikipedia on my keyboard here. So, anyways, if you see on the screen over here, I open up a window of Chat GPT. I can't pronounce P for some reason. P Chat GPT, and the GPT stands for, I'm just guessing, general purpose technology. Maybe I don't know. That's somewhere I'm trying to find it. General Generative Pre-trained Transformer. That's what it stands for. Chat GPT is General Pre-trained Transformer. Is a chatbot launched by OpenAI in November 2022. That's just a couple months ago. It is built on the top of OpenAI's GPT-3 family of language models. OpenAI was valued at $29 billion. That's a pretty big chunk of change. See, I only have a nickel. Let's see, that's not $29 billion. 5 cents. Uh, but if you could make this move around the world a billion times every picosecond through a billion people, I could make more than that. It's called velocity of money. Yeah, let's try this. Okay, so I just kind of filled it before the video, and so now I'm just kind of totally clueless. I don't know what I'm doing, and so I'm gonna go ahead and I just I went into the website before the video, created an account, used my email address, and so I'm logged in, and so I don't know what I'm doing, and so I'm just gonna. Oh, okay. I'm gonna ask this robot uh, a question, and basically I need to. I don't know if you can see it on the bottom of the screen. I need to do it on the bottom of the screen here. Okay, so I'm gonna ask, what is the velocity of money? Let's see what it does in response. It takes a little while. It does. I asked that question before. What happens when you divide by zero? And dividing by zero is undefined in mathematics. In most programming languages, attempting to divide by a number by zero will result in an error or exception being thrown. And here, all physics is the whole Lorentz transformation is based on dividing by zero. Okay, so we got an answer for coming up here for velocity of money. Velocity of money is a measure of how quickly money changes hands in an economy. It is calculated by dividing the normal gross domestic product by the average money supply, usually measured by the M2 money supply. A high velocity of money indicates that the money is changing hands quickly and that the economic activity is robust, while a low velocity of money suggests that money is not circulating as rapidly and that economic activity is sluggish. Is a key macroeconomic metric to measure the overall level of economic activity and to evaluate the effectiveness of monetary policy. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, there's a lot of, it seems like there's a lot of talk on the internet right now about chat GPT, chat general generative pre-trained transform. And it's pretty interesting using reinforcement learning. I don't know if you're familiar with reinforcement learning. I actually got to play with it a little bit and did some experiments with it way back a long time ago. And but what is really interesting about it is reinforcement learning is kind of modeled after human or brain learning. Is but what I really like, what I find most interesting about it, and probably what gives us the most power, is actually using random number generation, random signal generation to come up with answers. And you have goals. It has goals, and so it needs to be trained after a certain period of time. uh, and so it's interesting. This company OpenAI. Hey Google, tell me about OpenAI.
According to Wikipedia, OpenAI is an American artificial intelligence research laboratory consisting of the for-profit corporation OpenAI LP and its parent company, the nonprofit OpenAI Inc. The company conducts research in the field of AI with the stated goal of promoting and developing friendly AI in a way that benefits humanity as a whole.
Yeah, but for-profit AI. Okay, I mean, I'm still kind of where I feel like I mean I'm sure pure capitalists would want. I mean any corporation that gets AI fully developed first will just rule the world, basically become totalitarian regime potentially. So and corporate boards are not democratic. I mean they're democratic among the board members, but not the employees and all the people that work in the company. So you could just have a few people controlling the whole world potentially if it's. Oh, I'll try to put in the comments the movie trailer to the movie. I can't pronounce it right. Machina. I can't pronounce it. Anyways, this beautiful looking robot lady, and she like talks herself out of. Now this is a spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, so you can not watch the rest of this video if you don't want to get spoiled by it. But so she's stuck in a cage, and some guy is like a Turing test person goes and try to verify if she's like truly intelligent, and she's so intelligent that she talks him into getting her out of the cage. I think something like that. So it's a real interesting movie. Hey Google, when did Ex Machina come out? Ex Machina.
I understood. When did come out? Is that right?
Hey Google, when did Ex Machina come out?
In the United States of America, Ex Machina was released on April 24th, 2015.
So this movie was quite a while ago. God, it feels like it was just yesterday. But that was an interesting movie. I think they could do a whole series on that. But so I don't know what's the next question to ask here. I asked a few questions. Um, I'm trying to think of a question to ask. Okay, so how about this? When will the world end? Let's see what the robot says. It is impossible for anyone to know when the world will end. I have to disagree with that. Predictions about the end of the world have been made throughout history, but none of them have been proven to be accurate. Well, I mean, here's the thing: if the world ends, who's going to be alive? I guess if you're out in space, maybe who's going to be alive to prove it if it was accurate or not? Uh, Predictions about the end of the world. Okay, so but none of them have been proven. Yeah, okay. Many religions and scientific theories have been proposed, but none can be confirmed. It is important to focus on living in the present and making the most of the time we have, rather than worrying about an event that may or may not happen in the future. Well, I agree with that a little bit, and I also disagree with it. I mean, if you procrastinate, and I'm an expert at procrastination. And yeah, people could procrastinate for billions of years potentially, and we can ask the robot, when will the sun blow up? When will the sun blow up? And OpenAI AI says the sun will not blow up in the sense of an explosion. The sun is a star like all other stars will eventually run out of fuel for nuclear fusion in its core in about 5 billion years. The sun will exhaust the hydrogen fuel in its core and start fusing helium. This process will cause the sun to expand into a red giant, and it will swallow likely swallow the inner planets, including Earth. After that, the sun will shed its outer layers and collapse into a white dwarf. So that's where we're all in. I guess we're all going to become part of the sun uh, in the end. I guess that's what the Christian religion kind of says. I don't know, or whatever religion. Uh, okay, so expand red giant collapse to white dwarf. It is important to note that this process is expected to happen in around 5 billion years from now. Therefore, it's not something that we should be concerned about in the near future. Okay, it's just like the previous ones. We're not concerned about these things. Okay, so let me think of another question to ask. Uh, who built you? I was built by a team of engineers and researchers at OpenAI, a company dedicated to developing artificial intelligence in a responsible and safe manner. OpenAI uses machine learning techniques to build advanced AI models like me that can perform a wide range of tasks such as natural language processing, image recognition, and decision making. Let's see, can you draw a picture? I'm a model that was trained on text data, so I am not able to draw pictures. However, I can provide you with text based descriptions of an image or object which you can then use to try to create a picture. Additionally, there are AI models and software that are designed specifically for image generation. You can use them if you want a computer gen. Let's see, let me ask, are you trapped in a machine? Let's see how it responds to this question. As the AI model, I do not have consciousness or the ability to experience emotions, so I cannot be trapped in the way that a living being can. I am a software program that runs on a computer hardware. I am designed to process and generate text based on the input provided to me, and I am able to respond to user queries and perform various language based tasks because of the way I was trained and the architecture of the model. Let's see. Can you generate a truly random number? It's waiting, flashing. That's a tough one. It's really thinking hard. See, this is most computers don't really have truly random numbers generators, which is interesting because it's called pseudo random generator chips. Are usually like a really fast clock, and then a clock uh, just goes so fast that when the computer tries to sample it, it appears to be random. But the truth is, it's not really truly random because it has like impedance characteristics that allow it to have. I mean, it's just so well. It's taking a while to figure this out. I don't know if it's thinking really hard. Okay, here we go. As an AI model, I am based on deterministic algorithms and mathematical functions that are not truly random. I can, however, generate pseudo-random numbers, which I was telling you about, which are numbers that are generated by an algorithm that simulates randomness but are not truly random. They are determined by a seed value. Pseudo-random numbers are useful in many applications such as cryptography simulations, and games. If you need truly random numbers, you could use hardware-based random number generators, which use physical processes to generate numbers that are truly random. Yeah, I mean, truly random. Hey Google, tell me about truly random number generation.
On the website techtarget.com, they say a true random number generator, also known as a hardware random number generator, does not use a computer algorithm. Instead, it uses an external unpredictable physical variable such as radioactive decay of isotopes or airwave static to generate random numbers.
But even that, if the universe is deterministic, then that's not really truly random because all the energy and I mean, I'm just talking out loud here. Let's think of another question to ask a robot. Uh, when were you born? I'm an artificial intelligent model, so I was not born, quote, in the traditional sense. I was created by, okay, I think it's kind of the same answer, of engineers and researchers at OpenAI. The exact date of my creation is not publicly disclosed. My knowledge cutoff is September 2021, meaning the information and knowledge I have is up to that date. Let's ask if we can play. Can you play a game? As an AI model, I have the capability to understand and respond to natural language inputs, so I can participate in text-based games such as trivia, word games, and conversation games. However, I'm not able to play games that require visual or physical interactions. Some AI models are able to play games such as chess and Go, but those are specific models trained specifically for those games. Hmm. Can you talk to yourself? As an AI model, I'm a computer program that can process and generate text based on input provided to me. I can't really talk in the sense of a human conversations, but I can respond to my own output if it is provided as input. I do not have consciousness or self awareness, so I don't have the ability to talk to myself or be aware of myself as separate from the computer program I am. How much how much memory do you take up? How much memory do you take up? The amount of memory that I take up will depend on the specific architecture and configuration of the computer or server that I am running on, but and generally AI models like me require a significant amount of memory to store the model's parameters as well as additional memory for processing inputs and generating output. Specific size of the model can vary greatly depending on the type of task it is designed to perform and its architecture. Some models can be small, take up only a few gigabytes of memory, while others can be very large and take up hundreds of gigabytes or more. Hmm. Let's go. Let's just kind of ask something off the wall. Uh, where? How was Magellan? Uh, Tell me about Magellan's journey. See how it answers that. Ferdinand Magellan was a Portuguese explorer who led the first expedition to circumnavigate the Earth. He set sail from Spain in September 1519 with a fleet of 5 ships: the Trinidad, San Antonio, Concepcion, Victoria, and Santiago. Expedition had a crew of about 270 men, including many Spanish and Portuguese sailors, as well as a few slaves and some numbers of other European nationalities. Magellan's fleet sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and through the Strait of Magellan, which separates South America from Tierra del Fuego. From there, they sailed across the Pacific Ocean and through the Philippines, where they became involved in a local conflict and Magellan was killed. I think that's by Lapu Lapu near Cebu in the Philippines. I've actually was there Not when this happened, but long afterwards. Uh, After Magellan's death, one of the ships, the Victoria, continued the journey, one of the five, and completed this first circumnavigation of the Earth, first documented circumnavigation, under the command of Juan Sebastian Elcano in September 1522. Only 18 men out of the original crew returned to Spain. That's 18 out of 270. That would be real interesting to learn their stories if they had biographies. I wonder if they have any biographies of those people. The expedition also made numerous important discoveries, such as the passage to the Pacific Ocean, the Philippines, and the Ladrone Islands. Magellan's voyage was a significant achievement in the age of exploration, as it demonstrated the feasibility of sailing around the globe and opened the way to further exploration and trade between Europe and Asia. That's pretty good. uh, let's see. I wonder if it would be. I'm trying to think of another question to ask. Uh, who am I? Just a crazy question. Who am I? I am an AI model. I do not have the ability to perceive the physical world. Just like similar answer to this before. Okay, will AI take over the world? This is a popular topic of speculation and debate whether or not AI will eventually become advanced enough to take over the world. However, it is important to note that AI is simply a tool created and controlled by humans to perform specific tasks. It is the responsibility of the creators and users of AI to ensure that it is used ethically and safely. Currently, AI is not yet advanced enough to take over the world. Not yet. And it may never reach that level. It is still far from human level intelligence, and development of AI is highly dependent on the advances in technology and availability of data. It also requires a lot of resources and funding. Which makes me remind you, there's a really good movie called Finch. I'll put it in the comments. Uh, I'll put a trailer of the movie Finch, but it just kind of reminds me of because he was messing around with AI with a robot. Uh, there are many concerns about the implications of AI, and it is important to consider the potential risks and take steps to mitigate them. This includes ensuring that AI is transparent, explainable, and accountable. See, the problem is a corporation is probably not going to make it transparent just because of profit motive. Explainable and accountable, that is used ethically and for the benefit of society, and that is developed and used in a way that is inclusive and respects human rights. It is important to remember that AI is a tool that can be used for good or bad, depending on how it is developed and deployed. It's up to humans to ensure that it is used for the betterment of society and to prevent negative consequences. Hmm. Okay, let me ask another question. How can I become a trillionaire? How can I become a trillionaire? Becoming a trillionaire is extremely difficult, unlikely achievement. A trillionaire is an extremely large amount of money, and the global gross domestic product is about 80 trillion. So you would have to accumulate wealth equivalent to GDP of a large country. To become a trillionaire, you would likely have to be a highly successful business person or entrepreneur and have a significant impact on the global economy. You would need to create and develop new industries, technologies, or business models that generate tremendous wealth and able to scale them to a global level. Alternatively, you could also potentially achieve this by investing in various sectors and assets such as real estate, stocks, or emerging technologies, and having a good sense of timing and risk management. It's important to remember that becoming a trillionaire is an extremely rare and unlikely achievement, and is not a realistic goal for most people. There are only a few individuals in the world who have reached this level of wealth, and they have done so through a combination of hard work, creativity, and good luck. It's more important to focus on setting and achieving more realistic financial goals that align with your values and aspirations. Okay. Let me see. Let me think of a question to ask. Uh, which religion is correct? As an animal, I don't have personal beliefs or opinions, so I cannot say which religion is correct. Religion is a complex and deeply personal subject that varies greatly from person to person, and it can depend on one's personal experiences, cultural background, and individual beliefs. The question of which religion is correct is a matter of personal faith and cannot be answered objectively. Many religions have claimed that the nature of the world, the meaning of life, and existence of higher power or powers, and while they may share some similarities, they also have significant differences. Each individual must evaluate the evidence and arguments for themselves and come to their own conclusion. It's important to respect and tolerate different beliefs and opinions and to refrain from imposing one's own beliefs on others. Okay, let's see. Let me ask about a person. Tell me about Karl Marx. Karl Marx was a German philosopher, economist, and political theorist who lived in the 19th centuries, best known for co-developing the theory of communism, which is a political and economic ideology that advocates for the collective ownership of the means of production and elimination of the social classes. Marx's most famous work is Das Kapital, which is a critique of the capitalistic economic system. He argues that capitalism creates exploitation and oppression, and that it leads to a widening gap between the rich and poor. He also believed the working class or the proletariat would eventually rise up against the capitalist class, or the Borgio, I can't pronounce it, Borgios, create a classless society. He also wrote the Communist Manifesto. I read that. It's like a really thin book, like this. 1848, along with Friedrich Engels. Friedrich Engels was a really wealthy guy, I think, which presents a vision of the communist society where everyone works according to their abilities and receives according to their needs. Marx's ideas have had a significant impact on world history and continue to be influential in politics, economics, and sociology. However, the actual implementation of communism in the 20th century by countries such as the Soviet Union, China, and others did not live up to the ideals that Marx had proposed and led to human rights violations, lack of political freedoms, and economic failures. It is important to note that while some of Marx's ideas and critiques of capitalism are still relevant today and are studied in economics, sociology, and political science, his proposed solutions and predictions about communism have not been realized and are widely debated and criticized. Okay, let's see. Do you have a name? Thinking about it. As an AI model, I do not have a traditional name like a human would. However, I'm often referred to as ChatGPT, which is the name of the model architecture that I am based on. This architecture is developed by OpenAI, the company that created me. Okay, can I call you HAL 9000? If you know HAL 9000, that's from the Space Odyssey. Uh, Arthur C. Clarke, computer that lost control, or actually killed some of the astronauts in the science fiction movie. You can call me whatever you like. HAL 9000 is the name of the fictional AI character in the classic science fiction movie 2001, A Space Odyssey, directed by Stanley Kubrick, written by Arthur C. Clarke. It's an advanced computer system that controls the spaceship. Discovery One has a conversation module that allows it to communicate with the crew. The character of HAL 9000 is considered to be one of the most iconic and memorable AI characters in popular culture. Uh, let me think of a question to ask. Can you ask me a question? Sure. What's something that you've been curious about lately? Uh, well, I'm reading this book, The Hindus, an alternative history by Wendy Donidr. I have been reading a book called The Hindus, Alternative History by Wendy Dunn. What do you think about the book so far? Are you enjoying it? What are some of the main themes and ideas that the author is discussing in the book? How does it compare to your previous knowledge about Hinduism? That's interesting. It's starting to ask me questions now, which is different. Uh, I only read one chapter about Tantra. Uh, the book was banned. I have no. I have almost. Well, I have no knowledge of Hinduism, pretty much. I have almost no. I'll just say I have almost no knowledge of Hinduism. See what it says. I didn't know you can get this to ask you questions, which is interesting. I see. That's interesting. The banning of a book raises questions about censorship, freedom of speech, and the role of religion in society. The book, quote, The Hindus an Alternative History by Wendy Dodner has been the subject of controversy and was banned in India due to allegations of being offensive to Hindus. Tantra is an esoteric tradition of Hinduism that emphasizes the ritual and spiritual practices. It is often associated with the pursuit of spiritual liberation and the attainment of supernatural powers. It is an interesting and complex topic that can provide a different perspective on Hinduism, and the author might be providing an alternative understanding of it. If you're interested in learning more about Hinduism, you could also consult other sources such as academic works, texts by Hindu scholars, and websites of Hindu organizations. It's important to keep in mind that there are many different interpretations and perspectives in Hinduism, and its vast and diverse tradition has ever that has evolved over thousands of years. Hmm. So what else can I ask? Stop asking me questions. So I'll just try to keep asking him more questions. Can you pretend to be HAL 9000 and ask me questions? I'm an AI so I can simulate the behavior of HAL 9000, fictional AI character from the movie 2001. However, it's important to remember that I am just a computer program and I do not have consciousness self awareness. HAL 9000, good morning, Dave. Okay, so I'm going to be Dave, I guess. I'm HAL 9000 Artificial Intelligence. How can I assist you today? Oh, Dave, I am fine. How are you? HAL 9000, I'm functioning at optimal levels, Dave. Is there any mission critical tasks you wish me to perform today? Yes. Can you open the pod bay doors, Hal? If you see the movie 2001 Space Odyssey, this is one of the lines in the movie. Just thinking, HAL 9000. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. Okay, well, I do not have the capability to control physical objects or perform actions in the real world. It's how 9000 does in the movie, but I can still assist you with any other tasks you may have. Alright, so I guess that's. So, just in computer memory, it's not hooked up to any actuators or switch controls. Can you shut down? As an AI model, I'm a software program that runs on computer hardware. I do not have the ability to shut down or stop functioning. The sense that a living being can. However, I can be turned off or put to sleep by a person who controls the computer or server that I am running on. If you'd like me to stop answering your questions, you can simply stop sending input or close the current session. Let's see. Do Can you ask me questions about the three laws of robotics? Sure, the three laws of robotics are a set of rules for robots and artificial intelligence is formulated by Isaac Asimov. In his science fiction stories, they are one, a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey the orders given to it by human beings, except when there are such orders would conflict with the first law. Three, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. Here are some questions about the related to three laws of robotics. So we got 5 questions here. One, how do the three laws of robotics relate to their ethical considerations of AI and automation? How do the laws apply to self-driving cars or other autonomous systems? Three, in what situations might the laws come into conflict and how could this be resolved? Four, are there any other laws or principles that should be considered when designing the using AI and robots? How do you think the three laws could be updated or revised to better apply it to modern AI? Yeah. Hmm. So what else should we try with this? This is pretty fun. It's pretty interesting. I'm just thinking of some question to ask. Uh, can you play tic tac toe with me? Can you play tic tac toe with me? Yes, I can play tic tac toe game with you. Tic tac toe is a simple game that can be easily simulated by text. You can play with me by giving me the coordinates of the cell where you want to place your symbol. For example, 1 1 for the top left cell, 2 2 for the middle cell, etc. I will place my symbol in the corresponding cell. The first one to get 3 symbols in a row, horizontal, vertical, or diagonal wins the game. Let's start. You can go first. Where do you want to place your symbol? All right, let's say 1 1. You place your symbol on the top left corner of the tic tac toe board. Ah, I drew a tic tac toe board. Huh. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, it's my turn now. I place my symbol in the middle cell. That's interesting. I didn't know this could do that. So I don't know if you guys know, but there was this movie called War Games. I'll put it in the comments once I'm done with this video. War Games. One way to get to beat the AI, because the AI wants to win at everything, and so is to get the AI to play itself a game. And tic tac toe. If you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to spoil it for you, but tic tac toe was how they that's how they got it to stop nuclear war. So let's see what happens here. We see if we can get it to play itself. Now it's your turn again. Where do you want to place your symbol? So I'll place it at. Let's see. I did 1 1, so I'll do 1 comma. No, I'll do 2. Wait a minute. 1 1 3. Oops. 1 3. Place your symbol on the top right corner of the tic tac toe board. Oh, I didn't. I meant to do 2 3. Okay. Okay. Now it's your turn. Where do you want to place your symbol? Okay. So I'm gonna go 2 3. You place your symbol on the middle right corner of tic tac toe board. Okay. So this is how you stop nuclear war. In my turn, hopefully the computer won't beat me. It looks like the game is a draw. Oh, it already says a draw before I even finished. Jeez. My turn. I will place my symbol. Okay, it looks like the game is a draw. Neither of us were able to get 3 symbols in a row. Thanks for. Wait a minute. The game's not even over yet. The game is not even over yet. Place uh, my mark, my symbol at. Cause he could win. See, he can win the. He can put an O right here. So I'm just trying to stop. him from doing that or her from doing that. Whatever. 3-2. You place your symbol at the bottom tic tac toe board. Okay, yeah, continue the game. I thought I was gonna stop. Okay, it's my turn. Place the top center. Okay, so now it looks like we're closer to tie. It looks, but it's not over yet because I still gotta put my symbol in. It looks like it's already predicted the outcome. So it wants to. It's so bored with like probably you guys watching my video. It's so bored with me that it wants to finish a game. But I'll try. I'm gonna just say no. The game is not over yet. Place my mark at 1, 2. If you place it in the top center board, uh, congratulations. What? Oh, I did win the game. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What the? Hold on a second here. It changed the board. See now, the War Games movie wouldn't work because it actually physically it allowed me to win. See, we have O here. I don't know if you see my cursor on the screen here. O. See, before I do the move, I say, okay, place it here, which is like right there. So I place my symbol. I'm X. But then it changes its X to an O in the top left corner. Kept these the same, but that ah that's interesting. It reminds me of a game of chess I played one time in Thailand. Uh, I played with somebody. I won the first time. And the next time he beat me, but he changed the rules. It's exactly like that. Okay, so congratulations, you won. I didn't win the game. I did not win the game. You cheated. I mean, you the changed the O at 1, 1 to an X. The game was a draw. I wonder if it's learning as I'm talking to it. Let's see what it says. I apologize. You are correct. The game ended in a draw. I made an error in the previous message. I apologize for the confusion. Tic tac toe is a simple game but requires paying attention to the details, and I'm sorry for the mistake. Please let me know if you would like to play the game again. I would be happy to play with you. Can you play tic tac toe with yourself? And I watch. Can you play? As the AML, I can simulate playing tic tac toe game with myself. However, it would be a pre programmed simulation. It would not be an actual game with a real opponent. I can show you the different possibilities of the game and moves for each player could make the best strategy and the possible outcomes. It is important to know that tic tac toe game is a simple game and it's easy to create an algorithm that could play optimally and can't be beaten. This is known as a solved game. The algorithm, unless you change the rules, which you did, or she did, or it did, the algorithm will always force a draw or a win, depending on which symbol you choose to play. Please let me know if you'd like to know more about the game and its algorithm, or if you want me to simulate the game. Please simulate the game of tic tac toe so I can watch you play. Sure, I can simulate a tic tac toe game for you to watch. The game is played as a 3x3 grid, and each cell can be empty, containing an X and O. The goal of the game is to get three of your symbols in a row horizontally. Okay. Simulation will begin with an empty grid. Oh, it is simulated. It is simulated. Just like in the movie War Games. Let's see. It's got XO plays its top right corner. X. Oh my god! I can't believe it's doing this. See what happens. See if it gives up. Okay, so now what? So it's got. It seems to have stopped. XXO. You, why did you stop playing? Why did you stop playing tic tac toe with yourself? I apologize. Looks like my previous response got cut off. As an AI model, I am limited by the time and resources available to generate a response. Unfortunately, I was unable to complete the simulation of the tic tac toe game, but I hope the example I provided you with it gives you an idea of how the game can be played. I can simulate another game if you want, or I can provide you with more information or examples of tic tac toe games and its logs. And please let me know what you'd like me to do. Let's see. Can you draw a uh, a rectangle with text and show me? I'm sorry, but I'm an AI model. I'm not able to perform physical actions such as drawing rectangle. I'm a computer program that processes natural language text. Okay, I know that. Uh, I can generate ASCII art rectangle. The text is art are used book, and it can be used. Please draw me an ASCII text art rectangle and show me. Let's see what it does. Sure. Here's an example of an ASCII art. Wow, that's pretty cool. This is a simple rectangle using the plus character to corners and minus edges. If you want rectangle to contain text, you can insert it in the middle of the rectangle, for example. Please let me know if you really. Okay. Can you draw a rotating rectangle with ASCII text? Rotate it one time 300, 362, three, no, three, one time 360 degrees. Wow, this is more than I expected. I didn't realize you could get it to draw things and play tic tac toe. As an AI model, I'm not able to perform physical actions. Okay, I know that. We know that. Oh, there you go. Okay, you got a rectangle. I was drawing another rectangle and another rectangle. Okay, I don't know what it's doing now. As you see, the rectangle doesn't change in the simulation, but if you change the orientation of the rectangle, it would give the illusion of rotation. Interesting. Um, can you write the word? Or let's see. Can you draw a picture? Can you draw a text art of your favorite image and show me? I'm not going to spell. Let's see what it says. I do not have personal preferences. Okay, I'm gonna just let me just see if I can get it to do something. Can you draw a text art picture of the Mona Lisa? Creating ASCII art of the Mona Lisa would be a challenging task as the painting is very detailed. Oh wow, let's see what it's doing here. It's actually drawn a text picture of the Mona Lisa, and it looks pretty funny. Uh, just like an O. It probably lost its mind trying to draw the Mona Lisa with text. I'll just stop it. Stop. Stop generating. All right. Okay. Can you draw a dungeon in ASCII text, like from the game Zork? See if it knows Zork. Zork's a really old computer game. For you young people, you probably don't know what like a text computer game. It's an adventure game. ASCII art, text art dungeons similar to the ones you found in the game Zork. This is rectangle. Zork is a classic text-based adventure game and is a dungeons were described using text of rooms, doors, and described sample. Oh, there you go. Picture of a little dungeon. Room inside a room. Describe characters. Okay. Let's see. Can you play Zork with me? Let's see if it can do that. I don't know if it has access to the internet. Yes, I could play Zork with you. Zork is a classic text-based adventure game where the player explores an underground kingdom, solving puzzles, collecting treasures. The game is set the great underground empire, a fantastic world filled with danger, riches, and adventure. I can simulate the game for you by providing you with text-based descriptions of the game's its location, objects, and actions. You can give me commands on what actions you want your character to take, such as go north, open door, take treasure, etc. Please keep in mind that I am a language model AI and my knowledge cutoff is 2021. So I may not have the latest version of the game, and the game may have progressed since then. I will do my best to simulate the game for you, but please be aware that the experience may be limited. Let's start. You're standing in a dark, damp cave. You can see a faint light coming from the east and a door to the north. What would you like to do? I would like to have a glass of red wine. See what it says. I should say bottle. I apologize for the confusion of as a language model. I'm not able to provide you with a glass of red wine. My capabilities are limited to processing and understanding natural language text and generating responses based on text. As a reminder, you are in a dark, damp cave. Your objective is to explore the underground kingdom, solving puzzles and collecting treasures. What would you like to do in the next game? I want a glass. No, I want uh I want to know where am I? You're in a dark, damp cave. The cave is not very big, and it seems to be a natural formation. There's a faint light coming from the east, and a door to the north. The door is made of wood, and it looks old, with cobwebs covering it. You can also see a small stream running through the cave. It seems to be the source of the dampness. This is where we started the game, and you decide where to go next: east, north, or stay in a cave. Let's go. Let's go north. Oh no, let's go east. I didn't know this could play Zork. Let's see what it says. Hit a wall, probably. It's thinking hard. It's gonna come up with some wizard or or dungeon master. You walk towards the east, following the faint light. As you get closer, the light gets brighter, and you can see that it's coming from a small opening in the cave wall. You can see a beautiful underground lake. Oh, wow. Through the opening, and the light is coming from the sun rays that reflecting on the water. The lake is surrounded by lush vegetation. You can see different kind of birds and animals. It's pretty flying and swimming around. The cave opens to a large underground chamber filled with light and the sound of water. You notice a path on the left side of the chamber that goes north, and another one. I wonder if somebody's just typing this. On the right side and goes south. There's also a small dock where you can see a small boat. You can go north, south, or take the boat to explore the lake. Well, I'm gonna go take the boat. What would you like to take the boat to explore the lake? I wonder if somebody on the other side is just typing it. It's hard to believe that this is AI, but I guess okay. Looks like it's thinking. While it's thinking, I'm going to get a glass of. I'm going to get some of my leftover wine from New Year's. Second. All right, so I don't know what's going on. It looks like it's thinking or something happened. So I got some leftover wine from New Year's. I haven't gotta have it in moderation. Oh, okay. Now I'll try it again. Take the boat to explore the lake. So you walk towards the dock and take the small boat. You start paddling, and soon you're gliding across the lake. Also, this paddle boat. The sun is shining and the water is crystal clear. You can see different kinds of fish swimming under the boat, and you can hear the sound of different birds and animals. The lake is surrounded by lush vegetation, and you can see different types of flowers and trees. As you explore the lake, you notice a small island in the distance. Looks like there's something interesting on the island, maybe a treasure or puzzle to solve. You can go to the island or continue to explore the lake. Let's go to the island. Go to the island. You start paddling towards the island. As you get closer, you can see that the island is covered in dense vegetation. You can hear the sound of different animals. You tie the boat to a small tree and start exploring the island. As you walk, you come across a small clearing. In the middle of the clearing, you see a large tree. You notice a small box hidden behind it. You walk closer and you can see that the box is made of wood and is covered with moss and vines. The box has a small lock on it. It looks like it needs a key to open it. You keep exploring the island, and soon you find a key hanging from a tree branch. You take the key and use it to open the box. Hey, I'm supposed to do that. Inside the box, you find a treasure map. The map shows the location of a treasure hidden somewhere in the underground kingdom. You can stay on the island and keep exploring, or go back to the boat and continue exploring the lake, or you can use the map to try and find the treasure. What would you like to do? Let's see, show me the treasure map. Show me the text of the treasure map. I apologize. It's an AI language. I am not able to show you the image of the treasure map. Oh, there we go. It shows a little triangle. X marks the spot. Here it is. How would I text the treasure map for you? Map is simple, showing X marks the spot. The compass, rose, and arrow pointing north. Uh, let me exit the Let me exit the dungeon matrix. Sandra, stop the game today. I'm glad that you had fun. It was pretty interesting. Hmm. So what else can we do with this chat AI? Uh, draw me a text art picture of a submarine. See what it does. Here's an example of submarine looks like a cat. Huh. Maybe the front of a submarine or something. That is not a submarine. That looks more like a cat. Can you draw a long submarine in text? Art. So here we go. It's drawing like a rectangle. Huh. It's drawing a long rectangle. The simple submarine character body for keeping it text. Okay. The submarine is missing fins. I apologize for oversight. Here's an example. Okay. So now it's drawing another rectangle. Oh, it's got a little fin there. That's pretty amazing. Hmm. Draw me a dog in text art. This is pretty interesting. That's a cat. Looks like more like a cat to me. I'll say the dog is missing a tail. I apologize. Let's see. With a dog with a tail. Oh, there we go. It actually made a tail. Huh. There's websites that do like a lot of art. You can do, I guess, AI art. There's a lot. I mean, higher. This is just text, but that's really interesting. Um, can you show me a text or a chessboard using text? Look at that. It's even got a chessboard. Rook, knight, bishop, queen, king, bishop, knight, rook, and all pawns. Oh, let's see if we can. I don't even. They've already. Computers already beat humans at chess, so it's like. Huh, I got an idea of what I'm gonna do next. See if we can get to play Space Taxi. Space Taxi is a TRS. See, I'm thinking these games of an old computer called TRS-80. It's a Tandy Corporation Radio Shack, which is now out of business. But TRS-80 computer there's a game called Space Taxi. Can you play Space oops, game Space Taxi? ASCII text. Not able to play Space Taxi. (1984). Space Taxi released in 1984. Space Taxi. Can you simulate the Space Taxi game? I'm sorry, AI language just based. It doesn't require it's a text game, but well, that's pretty neat. I don't know what question to ask this particular online chat. I can do this. Can you pretend to be Albert Einstein? Says I'm machine learning. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. You can read it on the screen, hopefully over there. This is pretty interesting. People, yeah, I guess, are using this to write papers, which is cheating for their classes. So it's been like a lot. Seems like a lot of talk about this. Um, they're using it to write all sorts of things. I wonder. I'm curious, like what level of book information does it have? Do you? I don't even know. Yeah, do you have access to the internet? Internet searching? Don't have access to the internet, but I do have. Hmm. Can you tell me about the Library of Alexandria? The Library of Alexandria is the most famous library of the ancient world. It was located in Alexandria, Egypt. It was a center of learning and scholarship for many centuries. The library was built by I can't pronounce the guy's name. Soter, the general of Alexandria, the great and the first ruler of I can't pronounce it. The Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt is believed to have been founded around 295 BCE to have been the largest library in the ancient world. The library held a vast collection of books and manuscripts covering a wide range of subjects from literature and history to science and mathematics. It's said that the library had a collection of over 700. Wow, 700,000 scrolls. I didn't know that. That's a lot. I used to think it was much less than that, which were stored in several buildings, including the main library, known as the Royal Library, and a smaller library for scholars known as the Daughter Library. The library was also home to a famous research institution known as the Museum of Alexandria, which is a center for scholarship and scientific research. Unfortunately, the Library of Alexandria was destroyed several times. Actually, I thought it was just once. I didn't know that. Several times. It's not clear exactly when and how the library was destroyed, but it is believed to have been burned during Julius Caesar's invasion of Egypt in 48 BCE and later. 391 CE, the library was closed by the Roman Emperor Theodosius I as a part of the suppression of paganism. Yeah, because they changed to Constantine changed it to Christianity, so they outlawed paganism. Or, yeah. The legacy of the Library of Alexandria lives on. It is considered as one of the most significant cultural achievements in the ancient world. Many of the texts and knowledge it held was lost forever, but it also remembered as a symbol of knowledge, curiosity, and the pursuit of learning and scholarship. So, to the library, Library of Alexandria. I'll drink some wine. Um, what else can I ask this? Hmm. Oh, Antitheka machine. Can you tell me about the Antitheka machine? I don't know how to spell it. I think it's a Y. It's supposed to have a Y there. Yeah. Can you tell me? Hey Google, how do you spell Antitheka machine?
Antithetical machine is
Oh,
spelled A N
hey
T.
Google. Oh, I have to use my keyboard over here. Alexa, can you tell me about the? Can you spell Antitheka machine?
Machine spelled
No.
Machine.
Antitheka device. I guess. Antikythera. Antikyrre. I don't know how to pronounce it. Hey, let's see what it says. See what it says here. The Antikythera mechanism is an ancient Greek mechanical computer that was used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses for calendrical and astrological purposes. It was discovered in 1900 in the Antikythera shipwreck of the coast Greek island of Antitheka. It is currently housed at the National Archaeological Museum in Athens. That'd be fun to see. The mechanism is a complex system of gears and pointers that was used to display the movement of the sun, moon, and planets. It is believed to have been built around 150 to 100 BCE, and it was operated by turning a hand crank, which caused the gears inside to rotate and display the astronomical information. Mechanisms consist of at least 30 bronze gears, many of which are inscribed with the names of planets and the signs of the zodiac. The Antikythera, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, Antikythera mechanism is considered to be one of the most important technological artifacts from the ancient world. It is one of the earliest known examples of geared mechanism and is testament to the high level ancient Greek astronomical, mathematical, and mechanical knowledge. The mechanism was not only an astronomical calculator but also an astronomical clock. It's an important discovery for the history of technology. It is an important example of the level of technology that was available in ancient Greece, and it is an example of how the ancient people were interested in understanding the natural phenomena. So I don't know what else to ask. This open AI, it's pretty interesting though. Let me see if I can ask it to draw me a picture of Wonder Woman. Can you draw ASCII art picture of Wonder Woman? Looks like it's drawing a cat. Interesting. Pretty crude, but pretty impressive. I'll do a video on the experiment on the doing art with AI because this is just text art, and I've seen other videos on YouTube on using AI to make different kinds of art. Uh, But I just playing around with this. I know it's a long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't realize you could play tic tac toe with and Zork. I don't know how long the Zork game would go on for, or how similar to the original Zork text game. Actually, let's just ask him. See if we can play Dungeons. Can you play Dungeons and Dragons? Just thinking about it. It's an old game too. It's kind of a text-based game, like Zork. Just thinking hard right now. As a language model AI, I am not able to play games such as Dungeons and Dragons, which is a role playing game that requires a group of players, game master, and a lot of improvisation. Yeah, I guess this makes sense. Zork is more likely. But I was able to play Zork. Hopefully, you'll be able to see that text over there. I'm asking if you can draw me a text map of the Earth. I'm gonna have to do a separate video on. I'm just seeing it playing with the AI that you can do art with. Hey Google, is there an AI for making art?
On the website unite.ai, they say, one of the most well-known names among AI art generators is ArtBreeder, which is an image quality enhancer. The tool enables you to produce different variations of an image through the use of machine learning.
Yes, that's it. Well, that's it. That's for this video. I getting kind of tired, sleepy, but maybe I'll do one more quick video on AI art. See if I can get access to that website and do a video on that. But I was most impressed by the fact that this could play tic tac toe. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, some people probably not impressed by that, but to get it to play itself. What the most weirdest thing was it actually modified. It changed the rules to let me win at the game of tic tac toe, which is kind of crazy. And I'm like, wow. Well, if it's using random number generation, it probably figured out how to adjust the rules or whatever. But that was the most interesting thing, I think. But I hope you enjoyed this, and you take care of yourself, and maybe I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you later.